Do French accents feel completely random? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when to write this, and this. And you'll stop guessing. First, what is an accent and why do we use it? In French, an accent is a diacritic placed above a vowel. It can change its pronunciation, distinguish between words, or reflect the history of the word. French uses 4 accent marks: l'accent aigu, l'accent grave, l'accent circonflexe, le tréma. If you never remember which is aigu and which is grave, look at the circonflexe. Its left side looks like un accent aigu and its right side looks like un accent grave. That's an easy way to remember. If all French vowels can get un accent circonflexe, fewer of them can have an accent grave or a tréma. As for the accent aigu, only the letter E can take it. Throughout this video, you'll notice that the letter E has a special relationship with French accents. Let's start with l'accent aigu. It's only used on the letter E, making the sound E. You write this accent when the E sound is located within an open syllable, that is, a syllable that ends with a vowel. Some examples: vérité, réponse, clé, libération, séparément, général, chanter. Now, when the letter E is used with the accent grave, it makes the sound E. This E is more open than E. You write this accent when the next syllable contains a mute E, like in prélèvement, paire, cavalière, régulière, événement, siècle. You also write the accent grave on some words to make them more distinct from others. With the letter E, it makes a difference in sound. Pré, prêt. But for other letters, the pronunciation doesn't change, just the spelling. A with no accent is the third person singular of the verb avoir, has, whereas A with an accent is the preposition to or at. U with no accent means or, whereas U with an accent means where. The accent circonflexe is even less useful when you speak. The letter E under this accent is pronounced the same as with the accent grave, and overall, this accent is used to say that there used to be an S in this word. Therefore, it's an etymological remain, like in out, hôpital, forêt, enquête, patte. Still following? We're almost done. The tréma is easier to understand. In French, some combinations of letters are pronounced like one sound. For instance, the spelling AI is pronounced E, and GUE, G. However, this is a problem in some words. To get the feminine of aigu, you need to add an E. However, when you add the E, it could be pronounced as egg, which is not what we want. To avoid that, we put a tréma on the E to say that you should dissociate the combination. So we have aigu. Same thing for the word naïf. If you remove the tréma, it would be pronounced nef, which is not correct. The tréma allows us to disregard the combination of letters. At this point, you may be very happy to finally understand why and where we write accents in French. But be careful, as you're very likely to fall into another trap, putting accents everywhere. Where do you need to pay attention? The sound E or E should not get under an accent when the letter E is before an S or an X, like in exemple, exception, exercice, espoir, rester. The letter E is in a closed syllable, that is a syllable ending with a consonant. Personne, servante, ouvert, serrure. The letter E is in a closed syllable in spelling, but is pronounced like an open syllable. For example, chanter, parler, collier, régulier. To finish, a bit of practice. In the following words, put the accents where they should be. Put your answers in the comments below. Intéressant, événement, intérêt, révéler, révèle, énergie, énergétique, Spontanément. Congratulations! You now know the logic behind French accents. Of course, like many things in French, there are a few exceptions, but these rules will already help you avoid many mistakes. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and share to a fellow French learner. And stay tuned for more French lessons with the linguist.